Hi everyone, welcome back to WHU TV. My name is John, your host as always, and as always I hope you're all doing well, as I always do under these very difficult circumstances of the lockdown. This is episode 66 of the daily live chat with John, which I'm sorry to say is going to be the last. You know, it's gonna be the last, unfortunately. The format is going to be changing. I'm not doing these these dailies anymore. As great fun as it has been, as great fun as it has been, guys, I need to step back for a little bit. The format is changing. We'll try and have a few conversations with you guys as always. I'm basically going to be stopping it from a daily perspective, because basically the schedule is doing my head in at the moment. You know, yesterday was a really good sign of it, because I was rushing around like crazy trying to get everything set up in time for the watch along. I wasn't prepared properly, guys. As I said, on Tuesday I didn't do a live one because I wasn't well enough. It's been exhausting. It really has been exhausting. To keep doing this for 66 evenings, pretty much bar 2 nights on the straight. I will be changing it. It'll be done on a weekly basis. I'm still going to try and figure out when it will be on a weekly basis. But as I say, I can't do it every single day. My work has been suffering over the last couple of weeks. My health has been suffering over the last couple of weeks. The stuff we've got to talk about is drying up left, right, and center at the moment, unfortunately, guys. Because for obvious reasons, because the football's coming so thick and fast at the minute. We've only got time to we've only got things to talk about, which is like today, for example. Everything everyone's been talking about in the news, in social media, blah blah blah, was the fantastic result last night. So yeah, it's about, as I say, guys, I just want to thank each and every single one of you that has stuck with me throughout these last 66 evenings. It's been brilliant. There's been some brilliant new faces have come in. A lot of twats, but that's always what happens when you do things on it. But as I say, the format's still going to remain the same in terms of everything else. I'm still doing the previews. I'm shooting the Geordie preview tonight, straight after this as well. That's still going to be going up on Patreon. And then that'll be going up live on YouTube. It'll be premiering on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So that's not going to change. The watch-alongs are still going to happen. We're still, everything else is going to stay pretty much exactly the same. I'm still going to do a pub quiz on the Sunday. Not sure it's going to be this Sunday, or for obvious reasons. We've got the game to do. If I can get the time around to do it, then we will be doing it. But it's been hard work. It's been great fun. Don't get me wrong. It's been really good fun. As I say, it's just all things must come to an end and all that. But as I said, the core of the channel is still going to remain. You're still going to have the watch-alongs. We're still going to have the previews. Still going to have everything else. I'm still going to be doing the gig once we get to 1600, which we're not that far off away now, guys. We only need 20. We only need 31 to get us there. So it's really helps. But everything is still going to be there. So yeah, guys, let's have a look to see who's in the chat. Sofiane, hello mate, good. Hope you're all right. Rishi's singing "We beat you at home, we beat you away, stop crying," Frank Lampard. There's a really cool video, Rich. I don't know if you've seen it, where there's a guy sitting in his car singing to the Oasis song "Don't Cry Your Heart, Don't Stop Crying Your Heart Out." It's "Stop Crying, Frank Lampard." It's really good, very good. 3-1 Dell's in. Hello guys, hope you're doing all right. Hello Rick, hope you're okay. Rossitis, hello guys, hope you're good. What? No, but yeah. So it's as usual, because the little junior has to swing and do exactly the same thing. Eden, hello mate, hope you're all right. Dell says Sheffield United have scored. Yep, it's showing up as 1-1 at the minute. Andy's in. Hello mate, good to see you. Sophie says, fair enough, mate. You've been working hard every day, and I can tell you deserve a break. Thank you, mate. Much appreciated. Typical. Yeah, Dell says, just in case Sunday we will win 3-1. As I say, I'm still gonna do the I'm gonna do a mini video, a mini live stream on Sunday. So basically what we'll do is we'll go live about 5 minutes before, so basically about 10 past 1. We'll do that. We'll go live on then, where because we'll get everyone together. We'll talk about the team sheet when that goes. There's only going to be a short review of it when the team sheets come out, and then obviously we'll go from 2 o'clock as usual. But yeah, Dell says Spud scored. Dell says loved it. I'm guessing you're talking about the live stream last night. Yeah, it's just the scores reverted back to 1-0 to Sheffield United now. Rostis says thank you. You're more than welcome. You're one of the people that have helped me get through this last couple of months, I'll tell you. Dell says Hillary Clinton night suicide me. Shut up. Gary says good evening, mate. Hope you're all right. Richie says we understand, JP. You deserve a break from us rejects. Was it the Raggy Dolls, mate? We are the Raggy Dolls. Del says work always first, fella. Yeah, and he says thank you for the content. You've helped us out so much as yourself. Yeah, it's been brilliant. As I say, we've been able to get some really cool guys coming back on a regular basis. But yeah, no, it's been fantastic. Sophie says thank you, mate, for all these. Enjoyed it a lot. Been a blast. Honestly, I'm going to miss these daily drives. I'm going to miss it too, but. It's let's face it, guys. Over the last few days, most of this week, we've hardly had anything to talk about because it's all about the build up for the games and all that sort of stuff. And as I say, we're gonna go live at 1:10 on Sunday because the team sheet come out at 1:15. So we'll talk about that when it breaks, and then we'll do the live watch along afterwards from 2 o'clock as usual. So. Little bit of changes here and there, but we'll still be able to talk to each other and stuff. But honestly, it takes a long time to move stuff around in the room here and get everything set up. So yeah, you'll be all right. You'll be fine. Eden says, thank you, JP. You deserve the break. Thank you. Sophie says, you've worked like Mikel Antonio during this lockdown, mate. Thanks, mate. Del says, brilliant. Sophie says Spurs goals ruled out by VAR. See how they fucking like it. See what happens there, eh? Where she says, yeah, saw a few of those videos putting up to that song. It's funny. It cracked me up. Gary says, thank you, JP. Kept me sane being stuck at home. I'm back to work now. But it will be one of my memories from this period. Thank you, Gary. As I say, guys can always reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, as Dell's saying. Well, you can't really contact people on Periscope, but as I say, that everyone's still going to be here. Let's just say it's just the fact that time and everything. Richie says 1-0 Sheffield United. VAR tells Spurs to do. One Spurs still losing. Henry Tottenham just got disallowed a goal for handball. That about bloody time. D Lee, hello mate. Maxwell has been arrested. Okay, as relevant as ever. Del says 3. Richie says Ragged Dolls, love that program. Yeah, it was the first thing that came to mind when you said the rejects. Is the Ragged Dolls, man. It's exactly the same thing, wasn't it, to a degree? Henry says I'm a jinx, so I didn't watch last night. You are a jinx, mate, because you didn't watch last night and we won. So stop watching. And he says I've still got a month to go before I'm allowed out. Well, as I say, mate, we're gonna have weekly conversations. Obviously I try and fit them in as best as I can. But as I say, just keep them peeled on Twitter, keep them peeled on Facebook. All the links in the description below. Because Gary says, yeah, don't watch the rest of the season, please, Henry. Something as a barber's opening on Saturday, I believe. More than likely, mate. I'm going to cut my own hair again. I can't be bollocks to what I need to trim it. But yeah, so guys, anyway, so right, that's the point. Actually, Del, what happened to you at 2-2? You went silent. Totally silent. Please tell me you weren't kicking the cat or something when that happened. But honestly, guys, last night's result, fantastic. West Ham 4, Chelsea 2 on aggregate over the 2 games. You know, it was brilliant. Now, I'm hoping this isn't an omen as a precursor to what happened last time we beat them twice in the season. And the save. I mean, give me your thoughts, guys. I mean, because I know obviously, Dell was watching with us, Richie was watching with us. That's about it, actually. I think I don't think anyone else was. I think Gary was in for a little bit, but most of you guys that are in now weren't watching it along with us. So, yeah, give me your thoughts, Sophie, and give me your thoughts, Andy. Henry was in for a little bit. And the rest of you guys, there's 18 people watching this broadcast as it stands at the minute. So by all means, please do give me your thoughts on the game. Yes, yeah. I thought you'd like that, mate. Yeah, I thought you'd like Gary's one. That was good. Richie says, still buzzing about last night. We need a consistency, not one game wonders. So Gary completely agreed, mate. Completely agreed. No, I don't. I don't want to say this as last night result was a one-off. It shouldn't be. But as one thing, I was watching West Ham Fan TV's post-match pint, and I did the fan cam with Nikki as well. One of these days, I remember to unmute with bloody microphone when we do it. But I was watching the West Ham Fan TV for not all of it, but most of the post-match pint. And Ryan said a bloody scary stat, which is absolutely true. We have lost 22 points from leading positions this season. If we'd have kept those results, we'd be banging on the door on goal difference for 5th. That's where we would be. That's the problem. That's how bad things have been to a degree. This is the standard West Ham season, granted, and also Antonio, for that matter, scoring the first ever goal in the Premier League at the London Stadium, that 1-0 victory over Stoke in the dying seconds. And Antonio scoring the 100th goal against Chelsea. I wish we could have been there. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean to say that if we were at the stadium, that there'd be the exact same result. It could have been. We could have scored more. Chelsea could have scored more. We don't know, but it's really, 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 really a shame that we didn't get to watch it there with them. I mean, imagine the eruption. I mean, when I did my broadcast, I try to keep my emotion down in check as much as possible. But guys, when I went off camera, I went mad, absolutely mad, just going crazy, saying we've won. We got a result. We've done them twice. I went mental. I mean, you can't do that on watch-alongs. I mean, you can, but you look a dick. But I look a dick enough as it is. But it was hard. It was a hard game to watch. My blood pressure was all over the place. Mark was saying, mate, just think your blood pressure, because I was fuming at half time. Absolutely fuming. And it still irritates me now just thinking about that stupid decision that was made. But that's by the by. At the end of the day, guys, 22 points we've lost from winning positions this season. We would be knocking on the door. We would be knocking on the door for 5th place, because we would literally be on 52 points. So we'd be on goal difference with Man United, Wolves. It's mad. It's mad when you think about that. Jesus, 22 bloody points. Anyway, Sophie says you are active on Twitter, to be fair. A little bit, mate. Yeah, I mean, apart from when you and I were chatting, yeah. Dell says, I was traumatized drinking Havana rum, but we won. Eden says, Antonio and Rice put in their usual good shifts, and Ogbonna made a few good clearances, man. It was very, very difficult to choose a man of the match for last night. It really was difficult. Sophie said, Chelsea had no idea how to play against us. They can't play against the low block. They pass, and pass. and they don't score because we were organised, really organised. Yeah, we were, totally. Long time coming. Del said, to be honest, it was good viewing. Few shaky moments. Team dug deep. Declan must stay captain. Yeah, apparently Noble picked up a thigh injury, which is why he was out of the squad completely yesterday. Which in a way is a bit of a block, a bit of a bad thing, which you'll find out in the preview, guys, as well, for that matter. But yeah, it was a bit of a shame. Gary said, yeah, I couldn't multitask. I was screaming my head off at the telly. And says, Kepa is an awful keeper, never gets off his line, and when he does, he scores. Agreed. And he says, great result. Had to walk around the garden. I was fuming on the VAR, but laughing in the end. Yeah, that's a West Ham game, man. That's a West Ham game. You know, literally a game of two halves, as always. Del says the more we say. So we said we took our chances. We got robbed by VAR. Also, all credit to the Messiah as he made the right changes. And I'd have to say it was a masterclass. Well, it wasn't a masterclass, but it's because he should have done this weeks ago. Should have done it weeks ago. But yeah, Noble doesn't start for Richie for the rest of the season unless he has to. We look so much more fluid. Yeah, we did. I mean, Lanzini played well. You know, as I say, Lanzini played well. Yarmolenko played well when he came on. Wilshere did okay when he came on. Creswell, there's still a few shaky things around him still. What else? I mean, Antonio played out of his skin, bless him. Absolutely brilliant performance from him, second to none, as the old saying goes. Souček worked his arse off, and fair. As I said to Nicky last night, fair play to the boy for fighting to get his goal, because the whole team and he could have gone, well, I'm not going to try this again if that's going to happen. But no, we all stuck at it. All the players went for it tooth and nail, especially in the second half. And yeah, very, very good. Henry says, did you see Frank's face? Priceless. Yeah, it was quite interesting seeing that. And it says, glad Souček scored after his was unfairly disallowed before. Agreed. Rick says, good result last night. Just need to keep it up. Totally, mate. Totally. Sophie says, I think the best part about it is that we came back. Our heads didn't drop, as I just been saying. You put this comment up a few minutes before I was talking about it. We didn't feel sorry for ourselves. We just got out there and did the business. Totally. Chris, VAR is a joke. You don't even know when to celebrate because of it. You'd have to hesitate. That should not be like that. That should not be like that. It should be, yes, agreed, mate. Totally. I mean, as I say, when Souček's goal went in, I was like, is that a goal? We were saying, is that a goal? Is it even? Souček was like, what do I do? What do I do? Gary says, it was written in the stars. I hope the team take this on to all the remaining games. We can win them all playing like that. Well, that's a bit over optimistic, mate, but I know what you mean. And he says, agreed about the drop points, but could go to Newcastle and get stuffed. Typical West Ham. That would be, but just hope. That's the kick we need. Mate, don't. St James's Park is not a great place for us, results-wise. But yeah, totally agree with you, mate. So for instance, not definite we can stay up yet. Mate, I went into school today and everyone was saying that this was the best game since lockdown. It's hard to say because I've not watched any other games, but it was so good and exciting. I was about to cry when Willian scored. Children. Del says, Yarmolenko must be bonking Moyes' daughter. But we pulled ourselves back together and kept up how we were playing. Agreed, mate. Peter Jones, JP, your comments regarding hatred of Creswell were completely over the top. My hatred is for his inability to play for Premiership football. I didn't mention. I said you just. I didn't do. Shut up, man. I said I didn't agree with you. I said I didn't agree with you. That's what's over the top about that. That's having people's opinions. Souček was class. I hate to say it, but we are better without Nobes physically, but maybe not mentally. Good point. Very good point. Lyred says, good work, mate. He's been hard dealing with the world and supporting Irons. Need to win every game for me to be happy with the Moyes. Thank you for the compliment, Lyred. That's very nice. That's very kind of you. But yes, you're absolutely right. We need to win everything. We'll at least try and win it, not set up to concede, not to set up to lose, I should say, or try not to lose. Ross has just loved it when Souček scored after being robbed by VAR. Chris was, what was Aspilicueta doing jumping Souček like that, but to beat a team that beat City and Leicester is great. Yeah, what was that? Well, that dancing he was trying to do. That was ridiculous. In between Antonio and that, while the corner was going on, it was stupid idiot. I'm surprised that hasn't gone around as a meme yet, or GIF, I should say. Rice is my captain from now on, and also sorry for not being there last night. I wasn't watching it in my house. I don't want to know what you were doing, mate. Gary says if we stay up, Rice, give Rice more money, get Noble to hand him the team's captain's armband, and he can still be the club captain in charge of it all. Total, mate. Spot on. I keep scoring Yarmolenko's goal. Chris says, did you see Antonio's grin after the whistle was blown? Yeah, we were talking about that for a good couple of minutes. He was so happy. So happy. Said, I think if we stay up, we can be a force to be reckoned with next season. Mate, if we stay up this season, it's going to be we're going to have to go out all guns blazing next season. We have to because we've ridden our luck this season and to a lesser degree last season as well. We really need to really need to have a, it's just need to have a bit of pace, bit of idea. But yeah, we need to really sort ourselves out next season. I know we keep saying it every season, but guys, if we don't pick up momentum into next season, we are down. And I said, I hate to say it, but Fabianski's done better against Williams' free kick. I said while it was happening, said that it looked like there was a bit of a hole there, but it doesn't matter anymore as we won, and he's one of our most consistent performers. Agreed. That says, in America, VAR has been around for 20 years, and it never takes so long or poor decisions. Yeah, because they're useless at it, as we talked about last night, mate. Yeah, like last night. Yeah, they are, because the whole purpose of VAR was to identify a decision if the referee says it's not clear. If they have to piss around for the 2.5, 3 minutes, however long it was, then it's not being used correctly. It's a pathetic situation. Rishi says Newcastle will be harder to beat than Chelsea. Newcastle have been playing well. Would take a point now. Totally, mate. A point up at St James's Park. I'll take that right now. Gary says, I love Yamo's reaction to scoring, giving it you lot. You don't know what you're talking about. I score goals. Yeah, completely. Chrisman humping. Yeah, I know this is what you're talking about, mate. Hi, mate. Still buzzing. Hello, mate. Good to see you. Last episode has been a blast. Cheers, fella. As I say, that it's gonna be onto a weeklies. I'm just gonna try and figure out when I can do the weeklies. And so it was probably such a relief for all the players as the tension in the dressing room was probably getting mad. Mate, probably boiling point, if I'm honest. I mean, Noble's face watching the game, he was angry. Not really. I don't think it was anger for being left out, because he's a captain. He knows. He said it himself. He said he's probably disappointed that he wanted to play the game like. But yeah, Del says if Moyes could get us playing like that, he had the team at Everton would be good. Yes, mate, that would be something else. That would be something else. We would definitely be pushing for a European spot, but that's decades off, unfortunately. Rishi says we are 2 or 3 players away from being a decent team. Agreed. Hello, PB. Hope you're all right, mate. Hope you've been able to catch up with everything. WHU was not bad, to be honest, says Chris, but waiting for Sunday Silva's appearance. Agreed, man. I totally agree. Totally agree on that. It's been bonkers. It has been absolutely bonkers. Moyes has still got a few things he needs to sort out, but overall, I'm a lot of us are a lot more happier now. And one thing I don't want to see is everybody saying, right, we're shit with Noble in the side. I don't want people to say that, because it's not true. One result doesn't cure a season. One win doesn't cure a season. It's as simple as that. But it's good nonetheless. I'm happy. Moyes needs to make a few more changes, and once he gets his, he gambled last night. He gambled playing Wilshere and Yarmolenko, and it paid off. It massively paid off. Gary said I wouldn't put Anderson on the bench, but I suppose it's to keep his value up. Agreed. Completely agreed. Right, Souček has come out with a statement yesterday, late last night on the club website, and it was fantastic performance from him. As I said, he said, "I'm very happy to win this game. I was in the changing room, and everyone is very happy. We have had to wait a long time for a win, and during the season, suspension. It was a tough, long time. I think we won against a very good team, and we are very happy. We've trained very hard, and we are happy. We now need to get more points in our coming games. I said I was a bit angry because in the last game I scored an own goal after a handball, and then against Chelsea I scored, and I think Mikel didn't touch the ball. He told me he didn't touch it too. We talked about it. It wasn't interfering in any shape or form. But then luck was on our side, and I was able to score my first goal for West Ham 10 minutes later. I'm excited for the next game. We need points, and now we have 2 recovery days, and we'll go to Newcastle, which we look forward to. For us, it's a better situation now. Yeah, it is. The pressure's off slightly, but it still needs to happen. It still needs to happen. Mick says, I totally agree about our last few years. We keep playing with relegation, we will go down. Totally, Mick. Eden says, Yama's goal, I don't care. Rudiger and Alonso let him on his left foot because he finished it calmly, so fair play to him completely. Richie says, would you rest Antonio for the Newcastle game and bring him on as a sub? The lad needs a rest. Do you know what? I am massively, massively toying with the formation tonight. I'm massively toying with it. I'm really, really tempted to put Yarmolenko out on the left and put Antonio on the bench, but at the same point, I know he's going to be the false number 9 again. Simple as that. So I think Antonio will get a run out again. But we'll see. I'll think about it. But as I said, my team sheet as it stands at the minute, I mean, there's a very, very good argument for Yarmolenko to be involved again. But as I said, unfortunately, I think the reality of it is the fact he still needs to come back off the sub bench. So in that regards, we still have to start Antonio, unfortunately, because I don't know. It's just we'll see. Chris says, my team next season, Fabianski in goal, centre backs of Diop and Ogbonna, a new left back, Matty Cash at right back, or Gonzalo Montiel. Matty Cash is a winger that's been deployed as a right back, mate. So Antonio Sninkins there. And if we sign a central defensive midfielder, Rice, central defender Souček, left mid Diangana, right mid Bowen, central attacking midfield for Fornals, striker Seb or Mikel. Mate, Antonio is not a striker. As I said, he's been playing as a false number 9. He's a winger. He's not a striker. I know what you mean. We paid him there out of necessity because Moyes isn't brave enough to start Sunday Silva. It's as simple as that. And he doesn't rate Yeti and hasn't rated him right from day one, from what I understand. Del says Newcastle are there for the taking. Agreed. Del says good call. Yarmolenko on the left, rest Antonio, impact sub. I would love it. I'd love it if that happened, mate. I just can't see it. I can't see that happening. I really can't see that happening. But you never know. You never know. You never know. Anything's possible. Gary says you don't change your winning team. Use the same subs, maybe earlier. Under normal circumstances, Gary, I would agree with you on that. Totally. If we were playing next Wednesday as opposed to Sunday, I would agree. Completely agree with you. But we need a rotation because of the schedule. That's the thing. Eden says I'm worried about St. Maxim versus Newcastle, and Almiron has picked up form. Yeah, they are 2 very, very good players. But I've got information which will be coming out this tomorrow. Frank was my man of the match, says Andy, as he left Alonso on and he gave Yarmolenko freedom of the stadium. So everyone says St. Maximin is very, very good. He is. He's a very good player. Ozzy says we need 11 new starters. Being controversial for the sake of it, by the looks of it. Sophie says a late player. Hope we don't play Fredericks against him because he can't read the game and he can't track runs. Mate, yesterday he played much better. I was very impressed with Fredericks. It's one of his best games since he came in. What was it, 2 it'll be two summers ago now. He hasn't got the brains that would play Ben Johnson. We haven't seen enough of Ben Johnson to do it, but I know what you mean. There's arguments for both sides. Which said, I would rather save Antonio for the games after Newcastle. I think they are more important. We need him fit for when we play the lower teams. Yeah, but this is the problem, mate. This is the problem. I can see Moyes doing it. I can really see Moyes doing it. And that's half the problem. Where are we? Gary says that team will be 9 feet high. None of them will want to be dropped. Dell says any old ICF no and Andy Swallow. No, an Andy Swallow. That's a question. It's not a statement or a joke. Any old ICF no and Andy Swallow. I don't think anybody legitimately is ICF anymore. Sophie says no, he didn't. In my opinion, the first half he left. His left side was all open. He got carried by Bowen, who was tracking back. Yeah, agreed. But it was one of his better performances. Everybody was saying, everyone was saying that it was Frederick's better performance. Declan Rice has come out with a good thing. It was which the Evening Standard have picked up on. I watched his post-match interviews. I'm sure you guys did as well, for that matter. But he said last night. He said I wish the fans were here to witness that. We know recently it's not been good enough, but we showed the fans we do care, we do work hard, and we have good quality. Everything emphasised what we are all about: grit, desire, hard work. There was not one of the lads who did not give everything. It is a deserved 3 points. The fans have been unbelievable. Sometimes they're not happy with the performances, and rightly so when we do not put in a good performance. But every one of them would have been really proud and would not have been sleeping. It took me up a little while to get to sleep last night. It said now he talks about being captain. Said it is special. Obviously, Nobes was not available, so the manager gave the captaincy to me. Without Noble's guidance, I would not be able to put on the armband, really. And obviously, the manager giving me his trust in a big derby game was special. The lads, the manager, and the coaching staff deserve it. The manager and the coaching staff put in so much in every day. They are thinking about football 24/7, and they care for this team. I want to keep helping the team as much as possible and get out of this position. And then it goes on to quote about what Lampard's saying as well. But yeah, it is hard. It's hard work. There's a lot of stuff that needs to happen from both teams. But yeah, Dex was an unbelievable captain last night. I just hope it's not a one-off. Gary says he should stand next to them at the back of the North Bank, and he says I was hard to criticise any players last night as they all played well. Agreed. I'm finding it hard who starts against Newcastle. It's a nice problem to have for a change. Completely agree with you. The passing was more accurate to normally very slack. Yeah, it was almost like a Pellegrini-esque game when he first came in. That's how fluid it was. That's how subtle it was. Some very good build-ups. Some very good build-ups. If we'd have taken a bit more risks in those, we could have had a couple of more goals, I reckon. But yeah, very good. Very good attempts. It's just, as I say, I really hope this isn't the cycle isn't repeated. Because we've beaten Chelsea twice now this season. So just looking at the football, Sheffield United Spurs half time still 1-0, which is good. So if Sheffield United do get all the points, because they according to the table they're currently 44 points at the minute. So if they get all 47, if they get 3, they'll be to 47th. They get 47, and they'll be 7th in the table. 7th in the table. Sheffield United. Now this is what irritates me about people saying Wolves and Sheffield United aren't all that much. They've only been in a season or 2 seasons. So fucking what? If you've got a decent plan, you've got a decent recruitment style, and you've got a decent manager, and you've got decent players, it doesn't matter how long you've been in the Premier League. This is half the problem. We've shouldered a lot of shit over the last few years. We really have. And as I said, I can see us being a much more youth orientated team next season. Sophie says Declan Rice is absolutely superb. Wow, he was really magnificent. He just makes me so happy. I love him. Even when he goes to Chelsea, I will still love him for what he has done and the effort he has shown. I don't think he will. Being captain, don't think he will. Aussies, look, guys, we've been crap under Moyes for the last 2 games. We were terrible last night. We was under the cosh most of the game. Let's not get carried away. Hey, well, we weren't terrible last night. We wouldn't have won it 3-2, mate. Wind it in. Adam says, evening, mate. What a class performance that was last night. Yeah, but Aussie, you're right. We shouldn't be getting carried away. And I said that last night. You know, we're not out of the woods yet. But the rest of that, that's just you're just trying to spark arguments there. It's clear you're just trying to spark arguments. We were terrible for Wolves and Spurs, but we grew into the Wolves game for the first half. We capitulated in the second. In the Wolves game, we grew into the first half, but again capitulated. It's all about attitude. But Creswell's been talking about the game as well, for that matter, where he says, I haven't had the chance to look back at the goal. I believe that it's tight, but these things happen, and that's what VAR was brought in for. I thought we dug deep, even when we went 1-0 down, to get the goal to level it up, and then to kick on second half when I thought we were magnificent. They got the penalty, and when Willian struck the free kick in, which was kind of disappointing, but credit to the lads, they dug deep, and this is what we've got to do now for the next 6 games. So he's not including himself in that, yeah, saying so that they dug deep, not we dug deep, they dug deep, which proves he was pissing about. And this is what we've got to do now for the next 6 games: fight as hard as we can and give everything we've got. Blah 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 blah. And then talking about the results, it was late on. There's nothing better than winning in the last minute. I'm so pleased for Yarmolenko, who's had to dig deep at times, and tonight he's come on, given us everything he's got, and he won us the game. We saw the results over the last few days certainly went our way. We had to capitalise on that, and this pushes us 3 points now away from the bottom 3 with a little better goal difference. We now need to focus on the next game and not look too far into the future. It's totally right there. Totally right there. Gary says, who thinks we're going down now? There's a still good chance, Gary. We're 3 points clear with 3 points clear, but this isn't the 38th game. We've still got 6 games to go. We could easily still get pulled back into it if we just do, as Andy said earlier, we just do a classic West Ham. Just go into the game, go into the Newcastle, getting over cocky as we always do. And bam, we lose it. You know, it could happen. It could happen. Richie said, looking at this table, Spurs could end up finishing out of the top 10. What a lovely thought. Let's have a look. Where are we? Spurs are 45 points. And yeah, a point above. Well, actually, yeah, 3 points above 12. So could happen. Could happen. Well, City says, I think we stay. I feel a little better that we might stay up, Gary. And he's 50-50. I said, yeah, Richie, we will stay up. They don't do nothing. That's a double negative for one. Del says we are staying up. If the Chuckle Brothers sell, we all end up happy and Premier League champions. Makes as if we stay up, Moy stays, the owners are still there. What has to change? Better recruitment, mate. As far as I'm concerned, that's all that happens. They need to, because otherwise, if we go into the same shit, not spending shitloads of money like the capitalist twats that they are, just spending it wisely and on the right players for the right amounts. Because I say we're going a lot of clubs, and us included, are going to be very, very brassic this coming transfer window. Very, very brassic. Which reminds me, actually, thank you, mate. You've reminded me. This article on the BBC cracked me up. It said clubs promoted to the Premier League for the next 2 seasons will receive 8 million less than expected. That's nothing. The reduction is because of a £330 million rebate the league has agreed to pay broadcasters because of the temporary suspension of the current season due to the COVID-19 crisis. Well, they should actually be counteracting that, saying we're broadcasting every single game. We shouldn't be paying the clubs. The Premier League shouldn't be paying any money back because they're broadcasting every single game. They're getting more than their money's worth. It's as simple as that. The Premier League has agreed that a deal with the broadcasters that included a payment for greater flexibility over start and end dates to the next 2 seasons, the first of which will now begin later than planned. The rebate will be staggered over the next 2 years. As first reported by the Guardian, clubs that join the top flight during that period will be expected to share the cost. The pandemic is costing the Premier League clubs a total of £700 million when losses to matchday revenue and commercial income are added to the payments to the broadcasters. But BBC Sport understands the news has caused dismay and frustration amongst some Championship clubs who feel the Premier League should be providing more financial help to clubs in the Football League. Totally agree with that. Promotion from the Championship is currently thought to be around £180 million to the 3 clubs that come up each year. So yeah, it's not like they're getting 20 quid. Mike says they take a draw at Newcastle. Totally agree with you. Rick said, in my opinion, I think rather than option, if we don't beat Newcastle and Burnley, I think we are down. No, if we don't beat the teams around us, Rick, then we are down. If we don't beat Norwich, if we don't beat Villa, and we don't because that's when we're down. If we can't beat the teams that are in the relegation zone to separate us away from them, that's how we go down. That's how we get relegated. It's as simple as that. Newcastle have got nothing to play for, right? So Norwich, Watford, and Villa. If we get 9 points from those games, we will well and truly be scared. We will scare everybody else because So out of those, if we get 6 or 7 points out of those games, that's how it is. Because basically, as I say, we've got Newcastle, Burnley, Norwich, Watford, Man United, and Villa. The only games we will struggle to get points for is Newcastle and Man United. That's it. Burnley will be tough, but I reckon we could get a point. Norwich will be tough, but it's good. They're relegation games, guys. PB says Moyes in or out. Sofian says, sorry, but I disagree. I think we are safe. The teams around us are absolutely awful. I've seen the light. Villa or Bournemouth would never get a result like that against Chelsea. We are staying up. It's one game, guys. Seriously, just have a bit of perspective. We've got 6 games left. PB, I'm still Moyes out. Gary says, I'm only happy with the way we stay up. Part of that statement, Mick. We need a director of football and actually have scouts instead of agents. Agreed. That's what I'm saying. The whole recruitment thing. Dale says name the stadium the bowling arena. I'd love that. That'd be brilliant. But they won't because no company would sponsor it that way. Sofian says, "Wow, this is bad. This is bad for teams getting promoted. £8 million less. It's nothing. It's nothing." As it says, no, we have an easier running. Well, that's what I'm saying. Honestly. Mark, Amy and Jane P at the Crooked Crew. Well, unfortunately, Mark, we are going to be pretty much wrapping it up there, guys. As the post on Facebook and everything else was saying. Kai says we are only three points safe. Calm down, Jesus. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. We are only 3. That's exactly what I said earlier. We are literally 3 points up. And good to see you again, Kai. Another one that joined us for the watch along last night. We could screw it up. We could very, very easily screw this up. Everyone's making it out like we're 15th. We're not. We're nowhere near as comfortable as that. That's the perspective. That's the light. Yeah, if we were 6 points clear at 15th, I'd be a little bit more comfortable than I am at the minute. One, as I said earlier, one win doesn't define the season. One win doesn't keep you up. It's how you follow up that win that keeps you up. But Mark, as you may or may not have noticed, this is the last daily live chat I'm doing, unfortunately, mate. And Key, for that matter, I mean, Key only came in yesterday anyway, so it's fine. You're not normally this, but it's that's it. It's literally this is going to be the last one. I will be changing it to weekly. When? Yeah, I don't know, because the football schedule is very, very difficult for me at the minute. Obviously, because I've got the preview to do tonight. I've got for Newcastle, then we've got the watch along. Then I've got to do another preview on Sunday to get it all ready for the next for when we play Burnley on the 8th, and then again, and then on Thursday again, I've got to do the preview again for the game for the Saturday. It's pandemonium. The game's at 6 o'clock, so I'll be recording the preview straight after that. It's a lot harder to do. Rishi says, wouldn't it be great to do the double over Man United this season? I don't think Man United are all that really. Well, they're picking up pace, mate. They're picking up pace. I know what you mean. Mark says 2 more wins and we should do it. Yeah, and Ozzy, we know you said let's not get carried away, but you need to back up your statements, mate, not just throw bombs. But yeah, as I say, guys, we'll pretty much wrap that up there, because there's nothing more really to talk about, and we're just going over the same old things all the time now. So, guys, it's been, as I said, it's been absolutely fantastic talking to you guys over the last 66 evenings. And obviously, the 67 when we did the watch along for the Spurs game and the Watford game. So as I say, I'll literally be shutting down and recording the Newcastle preview tonight. That will be going up on the Patreon tonight. So Rick will be able to see it as soon as possible, and then it will be going up on YouTube. It'll be going up on YouTube on tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock. It'll be premiering, so don't, guys, by all means, please do jump in at 8. So I'll be in the live chat, so that we can have a conversation through it and everything. So, but guys, thanks very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your evening. As I say, I will see you tomorrow night for the preview. Other than that, guys, have a great Friday and a great weekend, and I hope to see you all at 1:10 as we do the team sheet review for the Newcastle game, and then from 2 o'clock as well for the watch along for the game itself. So in the meantime, guys, take care of yourselves, and I will see you very, very soon. All the best.